If the work week is stressing you out and you're searching for a relaxing Sunday morning vibe, then come over and enjoy Sunday mornings with a cup of Joe with your host, Joey Stacks, as he takes you on a weekly journey for your soul that starts with a relaxing cup of Joe. So if you're in need of some great conversation with a splash of neo soul, then you're in the right place. So tune in as we catch a cool vibe with Sunday mornings with a cup of Joe.
What up, though? Welcome to another episode of Sunday Mornings with a Cup of Joe. I'm your host, Joe. And on today's episode, we got two returning guests. We got my homeboy, Marcus Goss, and my homeboy, James McLemore in the building. What's up, fellas?
What's up now? What's going on? Glad to be back.
Yes, indeed.
Right, man. Thanks for the welcome back.
Yes, indeed. For everybody, for all the new listeners, Marcus and James was on the previous episode. I think it was episode 3 or 2. And we got a lot of requests for these guys to come back on the show. We got a lot of emails from people, listeners, saying that they wanted to hear these guys back on here, and they wanted these guys to spread some of the information.
Appreciate you, Ma, for emailing in. Thanks.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We definitely did get some emails about it, and I wanted to say congratulations, Marcus, on getting the bottles.
Appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I know that's a big thing. Congratulations, James, too, for having a kid. James is a new dad.
Oh, man, thanks a lot, man.
Yeah, James.
Yeah, man. Welcome to Parenthood, man, for myself.
Yes, indeed. So let's get into this thing, man. Why don't y'all guys introduce yourself? Let everybody know who y'all is for people that don't know y'all. Marcus, you can start. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my name is Marcus Goss, man, originally from Vallejo, California. Now I reside in Dallas, Texas. I am the founder and creator of 7 Cognac. Started this journey about a year ago. As far as the process been a lot longer than that, but actually just putting everything together has been about a year since I went over to France and got my connect. So website up, you can get it at www.7cognac.com. You can follow us on all social media, be it Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, at 7 Cognac. And pre-order your bottle. You can pre-order your bottle at $80. Go get that bottle.
Go get it, because when it drop in the stores, it will be $1.50.
Easy.
It's gonna be the big dog bottle. It's gonna be more than 42. So y'all better get on it. Why? For the 80 for real. Cause we definitely moving up in the world. Then we got my homeboy James. Introduce him, James. Tell him what you do.
Yo, this is James McLemore, man. Psychologist by education, counselor by trade. From California, from the Bay Area. Reside in Oklahoma City. That's pretty much it.
Yes, indeed. So, look, today episode going to be a little bit different from last time. Last time was you guys' first interview, so we was kind of like getting to know you guys and everything. This time we just going to invite you guys kind of to co-host and roll through this show. You know what I'm saying? The thing about this show today is I wanted to talk to you guys about, I'd follow you guys on Facebook and Instagram, and you guys are two people that have very motivational, inspirational posts. Because, you know, with a social media full of nonsense and negativity and some messy stuff, I look to you guys posts and I always see some words of encouragement, some words of motivation. And on this show, I wanted to talk to you guys about the power of a positive circle and the power of keeping good company. You know, we always hear the stories, the birds of a feather flock together. We always hear, you are who you keep around you. You know, but I know from experience growing up and everything that it not always necessarily isn't the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because, okay, yeah, so what I was saying was a lot of times we talk about birds of a feather flock together and everything, but I know growing up we end up being different people than our friends. You know what I'm saying? As time go along, we grow up, we end up becoming different people, and a lot of times, growing up in the hood, we don't keep the same friends. Like we all are not the same. Birds of a feather don't all flock together a lot of times necessarily. You know, especially when you're dealing with young black men. A lot of times we might exhibit the same traits. You know what I'm saying? Or we might be hanging around the same environment, and people will just assume that everybody's kicking it the same. You know, but it's very different. And I wanted to speak to you guys about the power of a positive circle. So let's start off like this. 15 years ago, that's how we're going to start this. 15 years ago, right? How old were you guys?
18. 18.
So
18 years old.
And how describe to us your friend circle back then?
Man, the people that I kept close
man,
to
that's been
me
getting
then,
started. I don't know if it's right in.
the people that I kept close to me then, honestly, man, to be all the way honest, the friends that I had 15 years ago are kind of still the same men that I rock with today. But however, there's a lot of guys that fell by the wayside. So as far as my core circle, it really backdate, you know, anywhere from 20 plus years to 10, 15 years. So kind of try to keep the same circle as far as that go. But for those that did fall off, man, that circle was what we call, growing up, it was very important for me to, the way I identified things was I was given a game, I guess you can say, by those people from my community, man, that it was very important that you keep your basketball friends, you keep your Madden friends, and your friends that you go to school with, you keep them at school, and so just to keep all relationships in perspective. But of course, as you're maturing, you kind of start to hang with different people for different things you may have in common. But what you find is those core common values don't line up. So for me, as time went on, so 15 years ago, some of those friends that fell off, we just had things in common, and that's, for example, I'm not running up and down the court playing basketball every day. So therefore, my basketball friends, if they didn't grow with me in other areas, then they became associates. Um, for those men who did grow with me in different areas, and or I grew with them in different areas, or they encouraged me to grow in certain areas, then we remain friends, and that's how we built on the capacity of that friendship.
What about you, Marcus? 15 years ago, where were you at? Where was your mind state, and what was your friend circle like?
I mean, my friend. I mean, I got a unique situation, man. I just the four that I still rock with, man. Just day one. I mean, should me and Dewan been hanging tough since seventh grade, second period, day one, and then came in contact with other gentlemen, Jeff, Drake, Devin. I mean, just to name a few. I mean, we still rocking, I'm tough together as far as our just intermediate circle. But I can go back to shoot when I was in elementary, junior high. Man, I still got friends I still keep in contact. When I go back home, man, it's like shoot, we ain't missed a beat.
So
You know what I'm saying?
so you got the same basic. You keep the same circle.
Yeah,
You
man.
try to keep the same circle of close friends.
Yeah. See, the thing about me is, man, I've always had an understanding of what a friend was versus what a family member is. You know what I'm saying? So I never really just put somebody in the category that they didn't belong. So if I consider you as a friend, you know what I'm saying? That's should I ain't gotta talk. I can not talk to you in 6, 12, 15 months. When I talk to you, you know what I'm saying, 15 months down the road, like it's like we ain't missed a beat. But with that being said, you definitely have your friends in different categories because I mean, not everybody you can take to the business meeting. Not everybody you want to take shoot to the park. So you know what I'm saying. Everybody just because they can't go everywhere with you, don't mean that they're not. You know what I'm saying. Your friend or somebody you rock with. It's just that they are designed to be in a different part of your life.
So that's a good thing. So what you both what both of you guys said that I find interesting is you separate the difference between close friends and just associates. What
You got to.
what is tell me what is the difference? What defines the friend and what defines an associate?
Man, just real quick, man. I just stick with the liquor, man. Real friends understand. Should that I'm me not talking to you or me not picking up the phone doesn't mean that I don't care what you got going on or I'm not bought into you. It means just should I'm just taking care of business. Somebody that's an associate, they looking for you to tap into them, or if they ain't seen you in a month or something, they gonna be like, "Dang man, you ain't, you know what I'm saying, you ain't holler at me." Then they're not gonna understand, you know what I'm saying, where you trying to get to in life. So that's how for me personally, that's how I separate the two. Somebody that can understand what you got going on, and somebody who don't. People who don't understand, they don't need to understand. You know what I'm saying?
And what you about to say on that on the friends and associate
Um,
definition?
I guess I can take a different turn, although I do agree with him on that. I'll take a different turn on that topic, man. For me, my friends is someone who that I'm willing to sacrifice for, um, and an associate would be someone that I'm just willing to give to. I will sacrifice for my friends, but I give to associates, and so with that, and I guess because I always say it go back to my family dynamics and my family structure of coming up, I really didn't have many people to depend on, and so for me, with a friend, being able to depend on a friend, I would take the shirt off my back, you know. Without a question. It's a given. Versus associate, I would probably give the shirt off my back with an associate, no doubt. But it would definitely be a choice, and I would probably have another shirt waiting to put on. So the difference for me with friends and associates is one I would make sacrifices for. The other one is just be a giver. Somebody that I wouldn't mind giving to.
So how do you so can you so do you guys think you can be progressive with negativity in your circle? Like do you know how like say you guys got four friends, right?
Right.
So say it's you and four friends, so it's five of y'all. Say three of y'all work, two don't work. The two that don't work engage in something that you don't do, maybe like trapping. You know what I'm saying? And they be
Right.
having all the wild shit that go on that comes along with doing that lifestyle. Is that something that somebody that's moving in a certain direction can have in a circle and still
Man,
manage, or you know what I'm saying? Because like we all have friends that's probably doing some other shit or fucking up, you know what I'm saying? Or be into
right,
some weird shit, and it's like, how do you know when it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can you differentiate of being like,
right.
oh, this is my close friend, and be like, man, this ain't good for me.
Right. So, that's a really good question, man. And I'll be honest, man. I didn't really know how to separate that at a point in time in my life, man. And I go back to when I was in college. Um, I had a lot of men around me who I was willing to sacrifice for it, which I did sacrifice for, and also gave a lot to. And as the differences started to show, I started to compromise on who I was. I realized that my integrity and my character was beginning to be challenged and judged by the existence of other people, and that also, not only just from other people looking at me, but it also made me question myself because at times I may have knew better, I may have been doing better, but I was unable to exercise that because um, not wanting to overshadow or not wanting to be indifferent than those around me, but also trying to cater to the needs of people so that they can see an area of growth, not just for me but me to be an example for them. And sometimes fighting those barriers like that with people, it tend to rub off on you. So negativity definitely could be a strong force, which I'm thankful because there was some good men around who reassured who I was, helped me to reassure who I was, and reminded me of who I was through just who they were, and how we built our friendship. So an example of that could be I have friends who, nothing was wrong with the hustle part because life is a hustle. So, whether you selling dope or you a pharmacy rep, it's all drugs you selling. So as long as the hustle right, it take the same principles to make it. One is just legal and illegal, and of course you risk incarceration and other things that may be associated with that. But if the drive is there, it doesn't matter the profession, and how you build yourself up. So, because I learned my ambition and understanding of hustle came from street cats. So
Yeah, no, I'm
that
talking
really,
about more like the stuff that comes along with it. You know what I'm saying? And because
right.
you might find yourself in a position where um you have
Well, see,
friends going to jail a lot.
that's again, that's where that understanding and don't understand come in at. You know what I'm saying? That's where the associate and the friends come in, because the friend is hustling. You know what I'm saying? That's out there just moving weight. They understand that, shoot, I got a corporation that I'm building. So you and we can't be caught in certain situations because you planned your risk when you woke up for your hustle. I didn't plan that risk, and I'm not knocking you. I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying, not be associated with you, but there's just certain things that I can't find myself in position because of where I'm trying to go. So I wouldn't necessarily say there's a negative to it. It only becomes a negative when somebody don't understand what it is that what they got going on could bring you harm in what you're trying to do.
Right, because
Right.
go ahead, what you about to say? What?
No, I definitely would say I agree to that. And then another thing, it just come down to boundaries, like being a man and being aware. Like as being a man, you have to be aware. So if I have friends and being responsible, if I have friends who sell drugs, then I have to socialize with them in settings that won't involve me in that. I'm not going to be riding with you while you got weed or you got drugs in your car. I'm gonna drive my car behind you. I'm not going with you to make your drops. I'll meet you after that. And so it's one of them things where you really just have to have respect for your friends, but also your friends have to respect where you at in life. I have friends that's still in the street. Some of my best friends is I guess I won't say doing illegal activities, but still in the streets in some aspect. But the thing is we have boundaries. They understand where I'm at in my life and the sacrifices that I made on my path, and I understand, like Marcus said, the risks that they're willing to take. And so I'm not willing to take those risks because, I'm over here staying up wee hours of the night writing papers, and they staying wee hours of the night grinding. And that's all respected. But, as long as, one of us could respect the path of one another, we can still build on, the strengths of one another.
And see, okay, so let's not say friend involved in street stuff, right? Let's say just an
Right.
irresponsible friend. You know that friend that be calling you like, bro, let me hold 500 because I'm short on my rent this month. You be like, all right, I got you. And then it's like, let me hold 300, bro, because I fucking lost some money at the casino. And then it's like, oh, let me hold. And you like, wait a minute, bro, I be working, right? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I be working, right? And
Man,
that's
man, now that's another subject.
so that's what I'm saying. Like, so we talking about like just how do you deal with those type of friends? Like, how do you deal with friends that maybe is
But
more?
reality,
Yeah.
you got to hit the reality of it. I mean, I'm gonna say, because you know what I'm saying, I haven't always been the financial mindset that I had. I mean, I've had some slip ups, but you know what I'm saying, through, you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna say that I was just that irresponsible. I'm like, hey nigga, let me hold 500 and I'm gonna go nigga put it all on red. Like, nah. That ain't, you know what I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. But through certain situations I found myself, you know what I'm saying, in a financial binds. And the friends I do have around me, and just seeing them move, at some point you be like, man, you know what? Like, damn, I'm the weakest nigga in the crew. I need to get it together. And if it don't resonate to you, then I mean, sure, that's just something, you know what I'm saying, personal. But the friends that I have, like, we got interventions with each other. We'll call a meeting in a minute and be like, hey, Mark, you need to get it together, or Dewan, you need to get it together, or you know what I'm saying. We hold each other accountable. So it's having an understanding of where your relationship is with the people that you have around you, and knowing, shoot, they strength and weakness. I mean, you know what I'm saying. If it's a situation that you having a weakness in, I'm not going to take you. Like, if I know, Joe, you got a problem with spending at the mall, I'm not going to say, hey, Joe, let's go hang out at the mall and I know you irresponsible when we go to the mall. You know what I'm saying? It's just about, again, not putting your friends in that environment, but also too being aware of what your friends need from you, and also too just being real. Like, man, you fucking up. You know what I'm saying? There's no other way to put it. Like, you can't come to them with that understanding and with that conversation, then you're not as close as you think you are.
Right.
And see, that's the thing. A lot of people in their friend circles and with other people, they lack communication. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know how to communicate effectively. You know, a lot of our communication comes in the form of arguments, in the form of conflicts, more than it is reach out and be like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? Because like when you try to, for some reason, when you hold people accountable, they start feeling accused. You know what I'm saying? Like for some reason, when you try to hold somebody accountable, they feel accused, and then it turns defensive. You know what I'm saying? Then
But it's the way
Yeah,
it's the way you bring it to them.
honestly, man, and that's a good topic, and I can honestly say it don't necessarily happen too much with my tight circle of friends, because we have all vested in one another. And another thing is that I really can't, like I said, because of what I consider a friend. I make sacrifices for my friends, and so with it being a sacrifice, you know, it has to be worth that investment. So a lot of my close friends, man, we kind of move the same. But the thing about it is that there's no question if there's in a time of need. Now, time of want, hey, you might have to look around, because we all men. But a
Right.
time of need, that's different for me. But I have family members who, I'm talking about taking care of, man. Like, and when I say taking care of, I mean paid the rent, paid the bills, and did everything I can do, and that was monthly. Only to find out, but while I was doing that, I was trying to encourage them and give them the information on how to come up, but they never bust that move to come up. So at a certain point, I had to have a conversation, and it did become like, it turned negative. It was almost like it was almost like if I did nothing for them, but at the same time, we're in a better space now. But you know, for us, it just had to happen that way because, people don't want to hear constructive criticism. People don't want to hear, hey, if I give you, if I pay your rent this month, but I say you need to go apply for these 10 jobs, like, it's not that I'm trying to control you or be in charge of you, but if I'm going to make the sacrifice, you got to make the move with me. So that way I know you don't end up in that position. And so that was one of the things, with my closest friends. It was like, hey, I'm about to bust this move, bust this move with me, because this is how you do it. This is the steps you take. This is how you get on. And then we own. You know what I'm saying? So kind of like going back to, when Jay-Z said, I put my niggas on, my niggas put they niggas on. That's really been the motto, like, far as I can remember. Like, and I mean that even when we was back when we was sharing shoes in high school, switching shoes off and shit. Like, it's really been that model. Like, and so, with the men that I selected in my life to be my friends, it's that, man. It's, you can't slip. Like, bro, what is you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is you doing? Like, bro, we gonna get on you. So, and that's the difference, in the sacrifice. Like, if I can't get on you, or if my partner can't say, bro, look at here, bro, check your game, man. You out here leaking, you tripping over abroad, or you tripping over this, or you got to stack your money, or nigga, if my partner say, bro, you know what I'm saying, I went up the street, you know what I'm saying, and they giving out meat boxes, nigga, tell me why I ain't go up the street and get a meat box.
For real,
You
though.
know, and that is the loyalty to friendship with us, with my people is, it ain't about follow the leader, because everybody they own leader, but we learned that the power is in following the leader. That's what make you the leader, is making the best decision to follow the person with the right decision, and so I do that, and we've adapted that even with, with people that may not even be our close friends, just maybe just people that's right next to you. If I see good, then it's of me to learn that good. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So
So how do you? Okay, so how do we differ? How do we get between the? It takes a good follower to be a good leader,
Yes.
So how do you explain that to people that be like, well, how do I supposed to be a leader if I got to be a good follower first? Because you got to be a good listener to be able to be a good speaker. You got to be able to give, you know what I'm saying? You got to be able to receive directions to give direction. But a lot of people,
And see,
go ahead,
you
what's your
you
name?
just hit on the key right there. You know, the key to leadership is following what the people want. See, I don't think nobody in here want to go to jail. I don't think nobody in here want to die. I don't think nobody in here want to be broke. So, you know what I'm saying? What do you want? If you want success, then you follow the lead for success. You know, there's spiritual guidance, you know what I'm saying? There's also personal guidance. And you just have the no matter what, you your own man. But if you my pops told me a long time ago, man, if you shoot right, you can't miss, man. And that has always been the number one thing. So for me, anybody I would say that the understanding of being a good follower in order to be a leader is that you understand that no matter what position you in, right is right. You know, and you never turn your ears down to right. So, you know, somebody could be like, you know what, Wood, boy, you know what I'm saying, but you be arguing too much. I might be like, nigga, no, I don't. But I took it to heart to know that they telling me I argue too much. So even though I may continue to argue, I'm still aware of what I'm putting out because they told me that. So when the time comes, I can not argue because I know that that would be a strength over whoever I'm around.
Right, because you listen to
Listen.
you listen to the of what people have told about you. So tell me this: what is it? Because it's a fine line between helping and like hindering. So like,
Right.
how do you know when it's time? So how do you know when it's time to uplift somebody in your circle, than to let somebody in your circle go? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, you know, we have a homeboy or a homegirl, and we be like, man, you know, this my dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, my dog ain't got no place to stay, or like, no, my dog don't got this or that, but this my homie, so they can ride off my plate. You know what I'm saying? And I could try to help them get on, but when does it come to a time where you got to be like, all right, I can't do this no more? You know what I'm saying? Like, where is that line at where you find that you aren't helping somebody, that you're just, you know what I'm saying? That you just
When
a
when I've
And
baby.
when
made the
the next
sacrifices,
time that you did it, after the first time that you've done it, and you did it the second time, and you see that they ain't made no move to improve nothing they got going on, that's when the time is
right.
to break tie. Because all you're doing is enabling them. I mean, it's just like when you're growing up as a kid, man. It's only so many times that your parents was gonna be there to pick you up before they say, okay, like you falling, now it's time for you to pick yourself up. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing, man. Again, like I said before, man, and last time we was on the phone, man, it's a lot of times we think that, you know, different situations, we going through different situations in life. It's the same thing we've been doing as when we grew up as kids to when we became young adults to now we're adults. It's the same thing. The only thing changed was the backdrop. You know what I'm saying? So, um, what our parents did, shoot, we do it. All we doing is changing the relationship between the parties in that's involved. And now it's not a parent and a child; it's a friend and a friend. You know what I'm saying, or a friend and or a person and an acquaintance. You know what I'm saying? So if you like Wood spoke to earlier, if he was helping somebody out and he said, man, look, I got these applications that came across my email. I need you to go fill them out, and they don't touch the applications, but they come to him next month like, hey, this is what my bill's looking like. And he like, well, how many interviews you going? Like, I'm not finna take care of you and my family. That's not my responsibility. And a lot of times that's what we get in the black community is when one of us get on, yeah, we adopt that mentality. When one get on, we all on. Yeah, that's cool, but we get a misconception of what the own is. The own is not for me to keep going in my pocket, pulling out money to pay for your situation. My money is now, my situation now that I'm on is to be able to put you in line to learn what you need to do. Like, man,
Teach you how to
one
catch
thing
the fish so you can eat forever. Is that how it goes? You know.
LeBron is doing
Absolutely.
a hell of a
Absolutely.
job as of putting his folks on. You know what
Oh
I'm
man,
saying? He
ain't he?
he he
Man.
put them on, he get them through school, give them their own business. He ain't going in his pocket to not. You want to get on where I'm at? Okay, cool.
He definitely ain't funded no record labels.
Here go your situation. Go learn this trade. Go learn this education. You come out here a business. Go run it.
No,
You know what
yeah,
I'm
he
saying?
definitely got his people in
Right.
the
And
right
that's
position though, for sure.
and definitely, man, I agree to that, man. It's about sharing your wins, man. You know, uh like Marcus say, man, ain't nothing changed since we was kids, man. I know this might be a little bit off the record, but if it was a little thick, little broad back in the day, and you like, man, I want to get them, and your boy got them, you tell him, yeah, I mean, nah, bro, I ain't gonna lie, you do this, she go. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. I've leaned on my friends to get everywhere I'm at in life. And other people I've learned. I can tell you, even how I met Marcus. You know what I'm saying? How I met Marcus. We probably argued for damn near 10 hours straight, till we fell asleep in the morning debating, but sharing information.
Right.
And believe it or
No
not,
homo.
those same conversations that we had back then is still relevant to this day right now.
Right.
They're very relevant. And so it's just things like that, man, that wherever you winning at, if I know if I can you got to share the wins, man. It's no secret to the wins. It's no secret. Like, that's one of the things, like, I see a lot of people when even within their own circle, like they want to be that guy. They want to be the
Hey, I
one with
was
this.
just
They
thinking
they
that
want
everybody want to be the man. I was just thinking
to
that, but I ain't even lying.
man, for a lot of my life, and this is the truth, man, literally, I've literally passed my success to other men around me, bro. Like, like an example of that, just saying, being simple. Like, I could have had a new pair of shoes, but never worn, but let my boy wear them to the party. Shit like that. I could have had $30,000 stacked, but I never showed no money. I let my bro show the money. I let my bro do this. I let my bro do that. And so everything is, when I made a move to come off to college, I was the only one out of my circle that came from where I came from. But about 10 of my friends then came through after me. But that's laying the blueprint. That's saying, bro, they doing this, they doing this, they doing this.
Like,
Do
come get
this, do
this,
this,
yeah,
do
come
this.
get this. They putting this together. Come
Man,
get this, yeah.
because right. So, not everybody path is the same, man. And I get that. But at the same time, all I can do is give all I got. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't about it's just the information go far, if I run in the bank and I say, you know what I mean, bro, they this how you work the loan. Man, that mean go in the bank and work the loan. You know what I'm
For
saying?
real though.
And
Right.
that's how we all get ahead, bro.
So
You know what I
but
mean?
this what I learned since I've been out here. I run into a lot of people that always give me the, if you know it, why you ain't doing it.
Right.
Like, like, and that's a bad
See,
mentality to have.
it
But
is,
that's what a
bro.
lot of people I run into. That's why my friend circle is so small. That's why I hang. I'm not even in the same environment, but I still got the same friends out of town, in town. It's the same. Got the same few friends, because when I run into newer people and then, like, you try to share game, they always have a excuse why not to accept the game. Like if you,
Man, it's a lot of misconceptions out there in the world, man. Like the one that I just really just, and again, man, I'm just a different type. I'm a different dude. I think differently. I think optimistic about certain situations. But the one that I just really can't really get with is that I can't learn how to get money from a broke nigga. It ain't that I can't learn how to get money from a broke nigga. What I can't learn from him is how to keep it. But just to say that a broke nigga don't know how to go get money is a big misconception, man. So, just speaking to that, Joe, what you were saying is a lot of times we gotta, man, it's crazy because we gotta look the part where people want to go for them to listen to us. So if I ain't
Right.
driving a Maserati, a nigga that want to go, that want to get there, he ain't gonna listen to me because I'm driving a Honda. But I can tell him how to go get one. But the fact that I'm not driving one, he not gonna listen to me.
and that's what I
And
run
And
into a
that's
lot. They want you to
yeah,
play the part. Like,
but
and
but it
it's
go
crazy
back. It go
because my bad, because it's a guy that I cut, man, and I mean he gross millions, and he told me he drive a regular truck. Now don't get me wrong, that nigga got cars, and he tell me, he said, "Man, I got cars and does all that." Man, but I don't wear that until I gotta go pitch a meeting or something because I just want to look. And I said that last time, what I'm saying, I just gotta look for it, and we just get caught in the status, man. If we can get away from the status, do you know how much your everyday nigga that you run into will be enriched with information? It's just
right.
we just can't get past the status.
And see, I mean, and then I want to follow up to both of you guys with that, man. And that go back to what we saying, Joe. With that, what you asking is, it go right back to what I said about being a follower that's the leader, man. Because you can't deny what's right, man. That's what separates the solid from the fake, bro. That's what separates the leader from the follower. You can't deny what's right. See, you can sit up here and a bum, I could be on the street, and you know what? A bum would be like, boy, you better go get your money. See, I don't need him to have money to tell me to go get money. I would rather hear from the bum to go get my money than to hear from a nigga with money. Because somebody with money, nigga, you ain't gonna give me no money. Tell me how you got the money then. But with the bum, I can look at his life and his whole life and example why I need to go get my money.
And you know something?
So,
go ahead, finish what you're saying.
So, it's just always about you can't deny what's right. And people do that. That's why they can't get ahead. They like, how this nigga gonna tell me how to do this and he ain't got this? Another thing is for the show, man, we living in a Facebook era, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, man, back when I was in school and younger or whatever, or just younger growing up, period. I was raised by dope dealers, man, players and pimps, man. That's who raised me. So being flashy was a thing, man. Not even being hella extra, not even putting it on thick, bro. But nigga, I was in college walking around damn near with a 100 piece. I was about 20 something short than a 100 piece.
Oh yeah, yeah. We definitely was getting it on down there.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, nigga, I'm talking about hitting big though in college though, bro. Like, was really, being on some other shit, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that shit wasn't nothing. But I'm just saying, like, being flashy. Now that I'm a grown man.
I think I had a Rolex at school. I was busting a Rollie one year, nigga. Like the fool.
I had a Seiko.
Right. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. That nigga Marcus put my motherfucking $1,500 tires on flat, man. I let that nigga drive my car. He put my Pirellis, my four seasons on flat. I don't ever let that nigga drive shit.
Hey, that
nigga came back with my shit on flat. He was trying to swing my shit.
That nigga had Lamar put that nigga shit on flat. Nigga, I was in the passenger seat. That nigga gave the keys, and nobody at Langston give keys to Lamar.
No, nigga, I gave you my keys, nigga.
No, nigga, I ain't never drove your car.
You brought my shit back on flat. Anyway, though, that shit had me fucked up. Boy, that tire cost $400. I was sick, boy. But anyway, though.
Hey, this is a theory. This is a theory I came up with about why.
That nigga watching them documentaries.
Yeah, this is a theory I came up with about why it's like that. Why the people with money don't like to share where they're getting the money from. Why we don't pass around the each one teach one informational. Why we don't bridge that gap between each other is because I think that we have been trained to think and to be told that it's not enough out there for everybody, or that you got to hold on to the little bit you got because the next person might, if he get a little bit, he might take it off from you and you don't have no more. You know what I'm saying? The idea that it's not enough wealth to spread around.
But you know what though? I think it's a lack of knowing yourself. See, that mindset comes from, if I tell Joe my hustle, then I've just made Joe more valuable than myself. See, the thing about me is, like, I'm going to tell Joe, but Joe ain't that nigga that I am, though. You know what I'm saying? That's like Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice used to train a lot of motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? To run routes. But the nigga is not going to stop on a dime like me. You know what I'm saying? So,
that's why I never gave a care about sharing information with people ever since I've been alive. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I know something, I always give it up to somebody like, hey, look, this is how you can do it, or this how's a better way to do it, because I'm not worried about if you go get the meal, because evidently if I told you and you went and got the meal, I'm like, okay, bet, that worked. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's good. Like,
right.
So, I think it go back to, people is, I really say, I don't even think it's so much as, people don't want other people to get money. It's more so the fact that they want the attention, man. They want the spotlight on them. They want to be the ones. And that's what I found out even in this social media era. I've had friends like, bro, you getting on here showing $30,000, bro. That ain't no motherfucking money, boy.
None.
Like, nigga, if you told me I had to live on $30,000, nigga, I got a problem, boy.
That's why I be telling people.
I got a real problem.
I be telling people, don't be fooled by that big stacks of cash like Mayweather be showing and stuff. that's listen. If you got cash, 100,000 to a person that ain't never seen it can be $1 million. It can be 300. It can be somebody can tell you it's whatever. But bruh,
Right.
real money, $50,000 ain't that much money.
No.
100,000,
No.
that's not that much money. It's money for
Nigga,
real,
I'm talking
but
about nigga, you couldn't pay me to quit what I do for $50,000.
that's what I'm saying though.
Nigga, period.
But somebody will see somebody.
I quit for 100.
Yeah, I mean, for 100, I do a lot of different quitting and stuff. For 100,
Would you be gay for 100?
nah, I ain't being
At
gay
this
for
rate,
100.
I need a little
That's
more than that. I need a little
wild.
more than that.
Hey, but see the thing about it is though, man, that 100 gonna break down to 10. That 10 gonna break right back up to 1. It's gonna break back down to 10. I mean, that's just my mindset. I'm gonna break it down and it's gonna multiply and just keep revamping itself.
Nah, I feel you, but my whole what I was saying by that is just we in this era where niggas is showing $30,000. Niggas is popping rose bottles. Like, bruh, I'm not even making this up. I was drinking rose, bruh, 13 years ago and pulling up in foreign with Gucci on 13, 14. I'm not making that up, bro.
Yes, and
I thought I was tripping. I thought I was tripping when I seen them bottles. Cause I was like, damn. I mean, like I ain't the nigga that got no, what I'm saying, no long paper. But I'm like, nigga, I was holding them bottles too. Like, was I supposed to be taking pictures?
I think so. No. So this what I just learned though. It was like a stretch of period in everybody's life that we definitely could have used social media to clout all the way up.
Right? Yeah, we
the clown.
Hey, the era between 2000 and 05, like they needed to like, oh man, what was the social media like?
What was it then? Cause hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. That same shit that they doing right now to be the man, bro. Niggas was doing that shit years ago, bro. Like, but the thing about it is, I look at it and it's not. I can understand a youngster doing it. Don't get me wrong, but bro, it's men our age doing that shit, bro. And I'm like, one of the things is like, I know some cats with, I ain't talking about with no Floyd Mayweather money. I know just no hella millions, but I know cats that's really established, man. I'm talking about a few 100,000, man, playing with that shit, and they good. But niggas ain't out here throwing money all over the internet, and nigga, I don't even post my cars on the internet, bro.
Does that help or hurt? Like, cause you know how, like I talk to like older people, right, that's not into social media, and they'd be like, well, like, or I talk to some people, they be like, oh, I ain't got no Facebook, or I don't got no IG. I'm like, you ain't got no Facebook and no Instagram?
Man, my closest friends don't got IG or Facebook, bro.
And see, that's cool, but
some niggas don't even be on social media.
But now when you doing certain stuff, can you live like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you taking away something from you experiencing certain stuff by taking the social media away from your life? You know what I'm saying? Like, cause like for instance, Marcus, you gotta have social media.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you might not, but eventually you might have to because you do a lot of other stuff. You know what I'm saying? On the side, the real estate stuff. And,
I mean, as far as business purposes, man, and all of that's cool. Like, it's just when people get to putting. Now, if you marketing your lifestyle for people to do business with you or something, that's totally different, man. That's smart marketing.
Now explain the difference between that and just doing stuff for the gram. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because what you said is what famous people do, but regular people see it and think that it's something different. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't understand that they marketing a lifestyle. They think they just showing their real lifestyle. Like, oh, like.
Well, the thing is that the thing is that this nigga crazy.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause you got to think, if you got, so you know how you got all the IG models and stuff, right? All the niggas on Instagram that's showing all the bread, trying to get the likes and trying to get the follows. That's not doing nothing. They not selling no music. They actually doing illegal stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I see a lot of people I know that be scamming and hustling, but IG is their best friend. I'm like, how the
because attention is like money, bro. Attention is like money, bro. Everybody wants some, bro. So, whoever can have the most attention, then they rule the crowd, bro. Period.
Now, how do you separate yourself from that, though? How do y'all personally separate?
Man, like I said, man, I had to mature myself, man. And I'm gonna tell you a true, honest story, bro. This is a true, honest story of what happened to me, bro. Like I said, bro, I was in college, bro. Then they had almost 100 stack, bro. I ran through my money. I checked my bank account, bro, my savings at Tinker's. Nigga, I had $4,000 and nothing to show for it. I had one car that was totaled out. I had a Lexus, a Jag that motherfucking maintenance on that car was killing me, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I had 4 racks. And my whole plan was to save my money, bro. People don't know this, but bro, I worked 77. I worked 76 hours a week in school full time. In the summer, I worked 94 hours a week grinding. A lot of people don't know that, but I stacked every check. I had to get checks reissued because I never cashed money. I used taxes and I used school refunds and I stacked all that shit up, bro. That's a true story. But the whole plan was for me to graduate college, go home, help my sister out. And when I blew all that shit stunting and fronting, bro, I had $4,000 and that shit sent me to depression, bro. And I asked God, I said, bro, if I'm gonna handle my business from this point on in my life, I don't ever want to be flashy, bro. I don't ever want the attention of money. I don't ever want to be driven by money. I want to just handle my business and be low key. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I've been doing ever since. You know, I've been, you know what I mean, just stacking my money, just being low key. I don't want the attention because it ain't worth nothing. You know, basically, like, you know, say it like this, like, the only people who I got attention was niggas that didn't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now, the people who had something, don't get me wrong, I was respected, you know, okay, you know, even by teachers like, damn, this young man doing his thing. But at the same time, bro, what blew my mind was I was driving the same car as the president, bro, but I was not living the life of that president, bro. I wasn't having the money that boy was having, bro. That's a problem. I saw that as a problem. So I even took it up a notch. How the fuck I'm gonna have the same pants on that Jay-Z got and I ain't got Jay-Z money?
True.
You know, I'm walking around with Evisu jeans on and shit. I ain't got Jay-Z money.
Some people don't
I'm
understand.
gonna be 100,000 there, nigga, in Gucci. Everything I got on is Gucci, nigga. And this millionaire's got on everything Gucci, but this billionaire nigga got on an Old Navy hoodie. So I ain't nothing wrong with looking sharp though. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is, how you looking like a million and you ain't got a million, bro? That's the fakest shit ever to me.
And that's true. Yeah, some people don't understand or grasp that concept of like, for show and for dough. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Marcus, I wanted to ask you, since you're a newly started company and a newly, you know, guided businessman, how do you deal with being like presented as like you got, you know, or let me ask you this. With everything having to be for show now, do you find it hard to be a struggling new like working businessman? You know what I'm saying? Because you work and you start your own company, but you also got to show up for the events, and your company is selling something, a product that is a nightlife product. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, when I show up, man, I show up and show out, man. You know what I'm saying? I look like I got it going on.
Do you find it hard for being like a working, like, independent entrepreneur? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's a lot of things people don't understand, being an independent entrepreneur, like being the guy that got on the plane himself and went to France. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, everything that I show up with, I got that through the hustle, man. I ain't getting none of that with employee checks. I mean, I got that with being an employer. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have no problem with showing up with the belts on and slacks and, you know what I'm saying, the suits, because I did that through me. You know what I'm saying? And I let them know, like, man, I'm trying to get to 200 bottles, you know what I'm saying, so I can lead this establishment. You know what I'm saying? The reason me going back to going to be an employee for somebody is just to make sure I had that secure plan B. Now, don't get me wrong, like, I'm still out here hustling, still trying to do what I need to do. I mean, just recently, you know what I'm saying, I moved out of my apartment, moved in to my best friend's house. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know, again, I go back to having good people around you to believe in your dream that allow you to, you know what I'm saying, keep pushing. But I mean, it definitely is something. I mean, because I even give, like, today, because I was just trying to hand a little flyer out to a lady. Now, she was a black lady in the Benz, whatever. I'm just picking my son up, so I got on flip-flops, tank tops, really nothing fancy, you know what I'm saying, and picking up a pizza for my son. And she waved me off, like, I'm like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying, I got to be dressed up, you know what I'm saying, and pass out the flyer. Like, you think I'm another dude trying to send you a mixtape?
Yeah, for real. No, yes.
But it definitely is that, man. It's just like like I said, man, when I go out, I mean, we joked about it before we came on air. Like, man, I throw on my glasses. You know what I'm saying? That if I'm going somewhere, you know what I'm saying? I dress up if I know I'm going to promote music.
Marcus, are you covering the microphone with your hand? Thank you.
I said, I want to go in as non-threatening as possible. So, you know what I'm saying? I try to look the part of wherever I'm going.
Explain that to me. What you talking about? Non-threatening. What make you threatening?
So, I mean, when you go into like a meeting, like I said, like I'll go in a meeting with glasses on it and the slacks and button ups. It gives a person a different perception of like, oh, he's a non-threat. But if I come in there with a bar cap on, some tennis shoes with the same message, they guard gonna be a little different. They're like, okay, so why he got those jeans and a t-shirt? Like, what's finna happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't walk in no board meeting with a hoodie on. That's red flag. You know what I'm saying? But if I walk in that the same person with the same mindset, delivering the same message, but is dressed in okay, better yet, nigga, on Christmas, you got two gifts. Nigga, one is neatly wrapped, one is beat up. They got the same gift in there. You naturally gonna gravitate to the one that's wrapped up pretty and presented in the best way possible. But not knowing that the one that's beat up got the better gift in it. It's just the way that things are presented to you that makes it more inviting for you to want that situation.
Right. I will say, man, that when I'm saying looking like a million, I'm not talking about, the way we present ourselves or carry ourselves in dress. I'm talking about walking in with a whole damn Gucci outfit on. Your whole Gucci outfit costs $13,000 and you got 2 bands in your account. Like, or I'm gonna even take it up a notch. Your whole outfit costs $13,000, but you got $50,000 in your account. So you mean to tell me you got a quarter of your whole savings on, nigga? Like, that don't make sense to me.
Nah, yeah.
So it's not a matter of looking, and ain't nothing wrong with having nice things either, though. I want to make that perfectly clear. But I'm talking about when it's driven by a lifestyle. So, when this is all you want to show, this is all you doing it for. Like, but you ain't got shit. Like, kind of the same concept. Like, you driving a Benz, but nigga, you pulling up to an apartment, and I ain't talking about an apartment. I'm talking about an apartment.
So
I ain't talking about a New York apartment.
Yeah. They talking about a condo in a high rise. You talking about
the high rise.
You talking about Centennial.
Yeah, exactly, man. Like, those things don't add up, man. So, I definitely wanted to make that clear, man. Ain't nothing wrong with, looking apart, man. I mean, I have to do that every day, man. So I definitely understand.
So when y'all talk about, okay, let's talk about fashion and expenses and finances real quick.
Right.
These belts driving everybody crazy. $300 a pop. These shoes, $500 a pop, $1,000 a pop. They ain't even letting us get them for $275. I remember when Pradas used to be $225, $250. You go get some Pradas now, they done went up. Like, I'm like, how does they go up? You go get them now, they want $375 for the low top. I'm like, man, what is going on? Now, what would you take to somebody, maybe young and coming up, right? Like, I got little nephews and stuff, and everybody be influenced by the culture, you know what I'm saying, by the fashion. Right. Everybody want to wear the Yeezys, but what about when you can't afford to wear them? When you can't afford to wear the Gucci and the Louis and the Yeezys, how do you still stay motivated, and what is some of the game you can give them on how to still look presentable and how to still maintain?
I'm gonna tell you
man,
what.
Look.
One thing about me, man, I'm a sharp individual. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even just tooting my thing. But what I will say, a lot of people say, "Hey man, where you shop at?" And my response to them would be one of two things. Either I say it's a gift, or I tell them if I tell you, you're not even gonna go to them stores, because where I go to a thrift store and go to the clearance rack. You know what I'm saying? And I put stuff together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I didn't buy my first Jordans or shoes, my first pair of Gucci shoes and belts and all that to just nigga 3 years ago. Nigga, I'm 34. So it was never to me about having the most popular thing that's out there, because I never want to look like the nigga sitting next to me anyway.
But you got it. But do you know any young boys out like right now? No teenagers, man. They can't even get a break. As soon as you turn your head, it's like
Man,
Like they almost like
I got a
So-
young nigga right now that got some red bottoms, nigga. That
catching a bus or
like-
something, or or asking for, or want to get a
nigga,
ride or something.
You
Man.
asking for a ride, nigga, but you got red bottoms.
Yeah.
Nigga, how's
So-
it? And like, I swear, if I go to another high school out here and I see another group of gang belts around this motherfucker, I mean, everybody, you gotta have a belt to be in this gang, nigga. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like I'm looking at like, nigga, where's you niggas getting these belts from? Like, who? Your parents is buying you $300-$400 belts, or is you niggas working in the summertime just to be able to buy one belt?
Yeah, all that combined in one. And they out here taking belts, taking people's lives for it. And we generalizing belts, but we talking about all that designer shit. You know what I'm saying? We talking about stuff that
Right, man. I think, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I gotta say what Marcus said, man. I'll be honest, man. I went through so many different phases, man. Especially being from Richmond, man. You know, I come up in that '90s era, man. That Mace era, man, where you had to dress right off the mannequin. You might only had $200, $300 to go school shopping. So a lot of that part is why I probably picked up selling dope. You know what I'm saying? Is because it just was a whole lot of social pressure. And I never forget, man, going into the stores, buying an outfit right off the mannequin, turning around buying a Jordans. Nigga done spent $500 on an outfit and some tennis shoes. And then I knocked this chick, man, and man, she taught me the clearance rack game. And then Steve Madden came along, and I was able to work my jelly, man. I was able to work my jelly, so I was thankful for that game, man. And then when I went to school in West Oakland, man, all them cats out there, they wore as Old Navy and Gap. You know what I'm saying? Like, a little Banana Republic. So I'm coming from Sean John, Fat Form. Boy, they breaking my pockets. So when Oakland saved me, because I was able to go in Old Navy and spend like $20 on some jeans, you know what I'm saying, a little $100 on a leather coat, and I was, right in the mix of it, good. So, of course the throwbacks came in and all of that, man, and I spent a lot of money on clothes, but, I will say, man, that clearance rack, man, you just got to have style. It don't cost to look good, man. I tell people that all the time. It don't. You just got to have style because, and another thing, I started to realize I started doing what the girls liked. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you a story about Marcus. I used to have these shoes called some Cole Haans. They was raw as hell.
One of my favorite.
When nobody rocked, with my Cole Haans at too, Marcus. You probably still got them. You know what I'm saying?
Them old rundown shoes you gave me, nigga.
And them
Talk about them.
brand new, nigga.
Them
Them
shoes is not brand. This nigga swear he gave me everything brand new. Hey, listen, this one of the most thoughtful, like, giftful niggas I know. Nigga giving away. Nigga let me drive some brand new tires that cost $400.
I swear to God, them motherfuckers is brand new.
He said he the most giftful for giftful.
This
Giftful for giftful.
What you
Is the
Hey,
funniest.
this nigga asked me to wear my Cole Haans, bro.
You have
and
anything
they
left?
sent 'em back.
You didn't gave it all away. You got anything, nigga, left?
Well, 7 about to drop, so he about to be Kohan. He about to be able to buy a lot of Kohan.
Get this nigga some Steve Madden's, nigga, with the H on the side.
So I ain't give you no Cole Haans. No, you didn't take my Cole Haans. I didn't give you shit.
Nigga, you gave them to me, nigga.
No, I did not, boy. I still think about them black Cole Haans. Nigga, them motherfuckers
wasn't black.
still, boy.
They definitely wasn't black. They definitely wasn't black. You didn't give me the
What
black
color was red ones?
Yeah, you gave me the red ones, but it wasn't no black ones, though.
Okay.
And he like, okay,
But
they
yeah,
might
man,
not
I
have
had
been
to-
as new.
Yeah.
He said the red ones. He was like, oh, okay. He was like,
Right.
yeah,
That
well.
nigga got his
Nah, because I had a few colors, man. I had a few colors, but, I remember the chicks being on the Cole Haans, though.
Yeah,
Before
they
he gave
nah.
it to me, he got his money worth.
Kohan was big back in Detroit when I was young too. Like that
You know what I'm saying? I'm rocking the Cole Haans, He lying talking about they was run down. That nigga ain't about to wear no run down shoes. He jogging.
Hey, I was happy as hell when my cousin gave me his hand-me-down.
Nah, hell no, bro. Them motherfuckers are still like new on everything
Boy.
they was, bro.
Boy, Marcus and Jones, you up, boy.
Nigga gave me this shirt right here, though. Hey,
You is
that
so
nigga thank you.
Boy, hey.
Hey, I know y'all just listen.
I ain't saying that like I'm not saying that because I'm not saying that like nigga I be just giving you shit or think I shit. I'm not saying it like that. I'm talking
nigga
about
Kenny-
them Kohan. You
nigga-
never gave them back to me, boy. Them motherfuckers was raw.
Hey, nah, but look, hey, no, but just how y'all talking about like you helping out your friend be fresh. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, nowadays you can't really get
Man,
nobody.
Marcus been fresh. He was fresh then.
No, but I'm talking about, just like the love. You know how we grew up different from how it is
Right.
now.
Right.
We grew up like I wore my homeboy brother pants like through half of high school one
Right.
time
Hell
one year.
Right.
Like with the iron marks on them and stuff. But like nowadays, kids don't like to even be told that it's hand me down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They be like,
No, they
Hey,
don't.
I ain't never gonna lie. Cause like my son, like now, you know what I'm saying, my son was blessed, you know what I'm saying, with a lot of stuff that he was getting through, like, you know what I'm saying, baby showers and all that stuff. I mean, nigga had stuff that got tags on it he just couldn't even get to. Like, and I got about the nigga like 4 pair of LeBrons, and the nigga he grew out of them before he could even put them on.
yeah, he jumped his
Like,
size. Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah, so like with that mindset of like just man, I'm a re-gifter, but I be thinking consciously like, dang, I wonder if they even like do hand me down. Like, are they gonna be offended if I ask them? You know what I'm saying? Do they want these clothes?
People do.
So you know what I'm saying? The generation and the mindset for me has definitely changed because
Nigga, I had a
back in
homeless
the day-
person. Nigga, I tried to donate some clothes. A homeless person went through the bag. Nigga, grabbed out 2 shirts and threw the bag. I'm like, what the fuck? I had to get back out and get the clothes. Like,
it's
my
definitely
clothes.
changed, man. Because I mean, I just like I said, man, I just second guess a lot of stuff because I don't want nobody to be offended. Like trying to tell them that I think they need, you know what I'm saying, help with dressing, or I know they can't buy no clothes. But shoot, back in the day, nigga, man, this nigga Dewan still get on me today, nigga, for me wearing this Wilson leather coat that my auntie gave me for my cousin. Nigga, shoot. You wasn't. I mean, nigga, Wilson was the leather. Like, nigga, if you had a Wilson, nigga, you was on. You know what I'm saying, nigga? It was 100 degrees, but nigga, I'm wearing this leather coat, nigga, because nigga got the straps and this drawstring in the middle. Nigga, I'm killing niggas, and it got a hood on it. Oh, nigga, I'm going to school. You know
So
what I'm
do
saying?
you think people are too sensitive now when it comes to like too prideful for help? Or to, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, do you think that's the thing? Like, people are too prideful for help or to ask or to be like, I'm in need because everybody feel like everybody's supposed to get it. I was talking to some friends about rap. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm a rapper, and I was talking to some friends about the music industry, and I was like, man, this almost nowadays, you can't even be a struggling artist. They want you to come in already on. Like, how did you already get rich? Like, and then people be like, well, like, cause I go to open mics and stuff, and sometimes I be seeing rappers. I be like, are you here to perform or sign somebody? I'm like, cause you don't look like you. You look like you already lit. He like, no, I'm here to do open mic. Like, why?
Man, people, we live in an era, man, where people are afraid to just be normalized, man. Like everybody want to be the guy, man, and that's why I don't want to be the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because it's so saturated with bullshit. Like, you know, you don't know what's what. Like you just said earlier, niggas is hitting scams. You see a nigga counting $100,000, you thinking that way life on. You know what I'm saying? But the nigga done hit licks, bro, and then he fall off. He go to jail and fall off. Like, boy, your life ain't really popping, but you ain't on. You just hit. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Like I don't understand.
People be confusing lumps of stuff for longevity. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. People see stuff like, yeah, I'm lit right now. It's like, bruh, the shit you did just to get lit for this last month probably gonna take you down in 3 more months. Like, and you ain't doing nothing to further. You know what I'm saying? Like, further establish nothing. It ain't like you buying up properties. It ain't like you going to bust $1 million moves after you done made the 50 or nothing. Like, you just chilling.
Man,
spending the money.
Like I said before, man,
consistency.
The hustle still the same, man. It's just the backdrop changed, man. Because shoot, back in the day, nigga, you couldn't go to school with holes in your jeans. You know what I'm saying? Niggas gonna look at you like you ain't got no money. Everybody that was, you know what I'm saying, that was no hoes, no dirty, no ass, you needed nothing. Like you was good. Now, nigga, you ain't got no. If you ain't got no holes in your jeans, or you ain't, you know what I'm saying, ripped up, you ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that can change the flash of it from, you know what I'm saying, your clothes was clean, but the money was kept a secret. Now you got the holes and the ass in jeans, and that, you know what I'm saying? So,
hey, we just had this conversation yesterday, man. I was talking to some of my partners, man. You know what's crazy is culture really play a big role in it. Like I said, I'm from Richmond, man, from the South Side, and I swear, bro, it was so much social pressure like going back to kindergarten. Like I ain't lying. Like if you didn't have the shoes, you wasn't about the niggas wasn't talking to you. Like you know what I
Is
mean?
that
You was
everywhere or is that just in our community?
no, but I can't even say it's just in every black community because
It's
when I
it's
got to West
everywhere.
Oakland,
It's
I got to West
everywhere.
Oakland. I, I met niggas. I'm not putting this on thick. I knew youngsters walking around after school with $10,000 with nappy ass hair with dirty ass jeans on, bro. But they was balling, bro. Them niggas was in high school having dope money. Them niggas was having money. Them niggas looked dirty, but them niggas was balling, bro. And I'm like, damn. Like, you know what I mean? Like the nigga Keek say, man, all in the dough with the nappy ass fro. Where I'm from, nigga, you couldn't even have nappy hair. Nigga, you had nappy hair. It was
Niggas was
you better
getting
be
on.
freshly tapered, boy. You
Yeah.
better be to the ways and butter, man.
Niggas
So
had
I
them
think,
ball fades, cuz.
yeah, like I said, bro, in Oakland, they was wearing Old Navy jeans and Gap. You couldn't tell them boys nothing.
And nowadays, all you need is a nappy top and like a taper right here, a high
Yeah.
taper, and then you straight.
You straight.
Man, that's crazy. I can't walk around with that shit. I gotta get this.
Yeah, nigga.
I can't walk around with that shit that he got on his head.
That nigga got that. You got that. The Arab hair, nigga.
Hey, so look, I wanted to.
That nigga got that backwood hair. Hey, that nigga look like he smoked backwood.
So look, I had this topic that I wanted to ask y'all two about. Since y'all two dark skinned, we all dark skinned brothers. I'm more like a lighter
Nah,
Mark.
he black.
I'm more like a lighter Martin.
I knew it was coming.
I'm more
Nigga, I
like
knew
a
this
lighter
was
Will
coming.
Smith kind of brown. But I know
You
you.
a what?
Huh?
You a
What?
what?
I said I'm
That's what he said.
I'm more like a Will Smith kind of light brown
You
kind
more
of.
like a DJ Jazzy Jeff, nigga.
No, I'm just. No, that's because the light's low. I'm like a little bit lighter than like a little bit darker than Shamon Moore. Like you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
So
who is writing for this nigga, man?
what?
Hey, who writing for you?
No, but we all the same. We all are together in this.
Wait, he done
I'm just.
Will Smith and Shamar Moore. They probably like, boy, who is this nigga behind the mic?
I said I'm in the middle. I'm like.
Hey, y'all, I just want to let all y'all know this. Listen to a cover show Sunday morning with a cover Joe. This nigga got a face for radio, cuz.
Nah, look. So no, this is what I wanted to ask y'all. I don't know if y'all seen, if y'all be watching Vlad TV, you know, because I know y'all busy, man. But
Watching who?
This
nigga say Glad TV?
No, Vlad TV. Vlad. It be on the internet. Shut up. Listen.
Hey,
So,
nigga, let me Google this shit.
yeah, so Vlad TV. Yeah, so anyway, on Vlad do interviews. Vlad used to be a DJ. He hosts a website now, and he be doing interviews and stuff. And he interviewed, this was big, like in the media, like last month. It was a boy on there. He a rapper from Orlando named Glock 9. Real black. He's really dark skinned. You know, like.
Yeah, I heard about this. Yeah.
So
I heard about this.
So they asked him, and he said, you know, he was telling Vlad, he was like, man, I date lighter skinned women because I ain't trying to have no kid to be dark as me. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I want my kid to be this dark. And everybody gave him some like backlash and flack for it. Like, man, you know, you need to love yourself more and stuff. And like, why you hate your blackness? And he was like, nah, y'all don't understand. He was like, this ain't normal black. He's like, I'm black as shit. He was like, shit. He's like, y'all don't know what I went through being this black. He was like, so I'm going to date a lighter skinned woman so my kid can be a little bit lighter so he won't have to go through what I went through being this black. A lot of people jumped on him and was making comments about self-hate and about, you know, like love yourself and you shouldn't feel a certain way about that. You two brothers being some dark skinned cloth. How do y'all feel about somebody making a comment like that? Do y'all feel like this self-hate or do you feel like it's personal preference? Because I heard some people being like, well, I only like to date a certain type of chick, so that's my preference. So if I want to be like, I want to date a lighter chick for my kid to be lighter, that's just on me. That's like people that be like, oh, I want a mixed baby. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's weird and everything.
I'm a different nigga, man. I'm going to say that to no ends, man. I'm a different nigga, man. Ain't no nigga can come and tell me anything about my skin. I go get nigga the darkest one. Nigga the one that's nigga that win at all the hide and go see games, nigga, and have a baby by her. Nigga, it don't matter. It's just what you put. It's what's instilled in them mentally, man. My son, matter of fact, my son today was like, Dad, somebody pushed me. Son, don't let nobody ever put their hands on you. You tell them, you get their hands off you, and then you go tell the teacher. You know what I'm saying? It's just about instilling that confidence. Like, man, I was the littlest dude on the court. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's coming up. I'm little. I ain't never been big, but what? Ain't nobody finna push me around. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody I ain't finna be like, oh, I'm finna go give me a 6'1" woman, so when my son or my daughter come out, nigga, they ain't gotta go through the backlash of being short. Like, what? Get the fuck out of here.
So
like,
now,
that's the dumbest shit I ever heard. you fuck wrong,
man. I wouldn't.
No, that's what I'm asking. Like,
necessarily.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
What? Go ahead.
Nah, you go ahead, bro. You got it.
No, what I was saying like, so does that? What you saying it being dumb, is that like it's being dumb and like he shouldn't feel that way? Is that a bad mind state to have, or
nigga, he need better role models, nigga, in his life.
That could be true.
Nigga, that nigga need godparents. Nigga, he didn't have no godparents growing up.
That nigga stupid.
Right. I mean, one of the things is, man, it's kind of it's a sad situation, man. It's a very sad situation, man, because I don't necessarily want to call it self-hate, because or the lack of self-awareness, because he definitely understand, his strengths and his weaknesses. But at the same time, man, it just goes to show you how impactful society could be, and how some people don't get a chance to ever really, be themselves because of the pressure of society.
Cause the guy who said this, he a kid. He like a teenage rap guy. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't like
you said you between Will Smith and Shamar Moore, but you like really between
that nigga between Whoopi Goldberg.
You really between you really between Whoopi. You really between Whoopi and Suge Knight, though. I ain't gonna lie. Lightweight, though.
Nah. I like, like a
nigga. We're gonna fire your writer.
Whatever society say,
nigga,
it go back to
man.
Whatever society say is it, man. A lot of times it's hard to differentiate from that, man. So people grow up, thinking, like. I had some cat. I ain't gonna lie. I grew up. I didn't realize how dark I was till I got in college. I thought I was brown skinned. Like, shit, what? Dark, wait. But guess what?
What's wrong with you two niggas?
Hey, I didn't know. I don't know. Maybe something wrong with my eyes, because I didn't know I was as dark till I seen a picture without the reflection on me. I'm like, God damn, boy, I'm pretty dark skinned. I'm a pretty dark skinned brother, man. But then, at the same time, all I kept hearing was dark skin was in. So
nigga, you know what I'm saying? For a while, nigga.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I realized like all the light skinned cats was soft. So I'm like, I definitely don't want to be one of them niggas. So
that's ridiculous.
So I'm like, I'm chocolate with a nice smile, man, wavy on top, man. I'm good to go.
So, look,
best complexion you could be.
So but this is the thing though, right? Say when you was younger, right? You know how we tease.
Got a bright ass light on too, though.
You know how we be teasing each other, right, in the hood. You know how we grow up teasing each other, roasting each other, and cracking on each other. Is it wrong for somebody to get such a hard time growing up that when they get older, they be like, I don't want my kid to go through that? Ain't that the same thing as like trying to better your kid life in such a way, maybe? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just
because the world is harsh. The world is harsh, man.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So is he wrong for thinking that? Is he wrong for being like, look, man, I grew up hella black. Like, I'm dark. I don't want no kid dark too to have to go through. This is
the part that he felt, not to be mean like that, but this is the part that he failed to realize the nigga ugly. So the worst thing you could ever be in the United States of America is a light-skinned ugly nigga. That's a waste of light skin. Like that's hella fucked up. Like, so he had to have a light-skinned baby, but he gonna be ugly as fuck. So, like, I'd rather the nigga just be dark-skinned. Maybe he could get an excuse for being ugly, but that nigga, you light-skinned and ugly is over with. Think about all the light-skinned girls who ugly. Boy, you like, damn. She was supposed to be raw. It
So-
didn't happen, bro.
So no, because what I was trying to figure out is where's the line between self-hate and self-preference, like personal preference. When you talking about yourself, you know.
That right there, when you were like, "Oh, I don't want my child to grow up like this because of the lifestyle they will live," versus saying, "Man, you know what I'm saying, I like an athletic body. You know what I'm saying, I like a wavy type hair, or you
But
know
like
what
no,
I'm
but say if you was a hooper, right? Say if you was a hooper and you was 6'1", you wouldn't be like, and you was like, man, you know something, I'm gonna have a baby by a chick 6 something too, so that way, you know, it might be the
My
next
nigga
baby
used to
Brian.
say that about football because he wanted his son to be tall enough to play football. So he was going to get with a tall girl because
But
he
is that
thought his
wrong
kids
though?
could be taller.
Is that wrong?
Huh?
saying? No, that ain't wrong.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's wrong because the simple fact is that nigga can still come out short. Or
But is
the
that
nigga can
wrong?
come out being weak as fucking hoop.
But
He can
is
be
that
weak
wrong
as
for you to
fuck.
be? Is that wrong for you to be in that mentality to be like, I want to you know what I'm saying? Because that's what everybody keeps saying about.
You got everybody playing for them instead of them fulfilling their own purpose, man. And ain't nothing wrong with influencing and getting your kids involved or wanting the best for your kids. But man, first of all, man, and I'm saying this just recently through experience myself of being a parent, man. Having a child is a blessing, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that just to have life itself, like to create life, that's a blessing, bro. I don't give a damn about all that stuff. So and the reason why I can say that is because I'm looking at the life. I'm not looking at what society, talking about. I don't give a fuck about that. Like, now I'm not saying, now if you said I'm about to go hard because I don't want my child to be in poverty, or I don't want my kid to have to deal with certain, constraints to this world. But as far as look go, man, I see a better bitch every time I open my eyes. I don't know what the fuck to say about that.
Man, for
Right.
real. Hey,
It's always somebody finer than somebody.
so this is what I wanted to ask you guys. So both of you guys we all are fathers and stuff, and
Hey, I got a question too after you get this one.
go ahead, ask the question, Marcus.
Nah, go ahead. Because we talking about kids though. I just got a question I want to ask you.
Okay, no,
Everybody
but
got
I was
kids.
about to ask y'all, as being a father, as being older, as being a person that's knowledgeable and aware of their maturity, of you maturing to an older, established man. What do you guys define a man?
Man,
Like, you know what I'm saying? Do y'all have a definition or?
Hey, so here's what I do have, but I want Wood to take this first. But this is what just my little thing. There is no such thing as a real man to me. You either a man or you're not. I will say that, but I want to hear what Wood got to say on that though.
man, one of the things that, as far as myself, man, the way that I define manhood, and this is for myself, man, is someone who can take their flaws, admit to their flaws, and live every day to conquer those flaws. Not to become perfect, but every day it's all about growth. So when you can look in the mirror and be totally honest with yourself. So we talking about being dark skinned. We talking about how you look, even down to your external to your internal. Your biggest, deepest, darkest secrets. You can look in the mirror, and be aware of that. Self awareness. Like I said, somebody might be like, "Wood, man, you argue so much." I have to face that. Not necessarily just for somebody else, but for myself, man. So self awareness, you have to have that in growth, man. That's what it's all about. That's what defines a man. Like everything comes in perspective in your life to where it's about growth. Like I have to conquer whatever my flaws are. I'm living to conquer my flaws. And the thing about it is every time you grow a notch, you discover a different flaw about yourself. You know what I'm saying? In ways that you can conquer. And so it's just about self-conquering, man. That's how I look at it. I don't want to be I don't want to be short on no end. Not to say I got to know everything or nothing like that, but as far as myself, you know what I'm saying? Just that's what it's about, man. So,
'Cause the reason I was asking that is like, so do you think a part of being a man or becoming a man or embodying like Marcus said, being a man, not a real man, just a man, is how you treat women? Is that an important part?
Mine definitely is just being responsible, respectful, being accountable, and being you know what I'm saying, being a provider. You know what I'm saying? And knowing what that means. You know what I'm saying? Understanding your role. Like a lot of times we grow up like a man got to protect and provide and all these things is drilled into us. But everybody is their own man. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, me being a provider doesn't mean that I'm the breadwinner in my household. Me being a provider, me being the man in the house doesn't mean that I'm the mindset behind how the money gets spent. If my wife is a better financial planner than me being the man of the household, knows that that's the road that I need to allow my wife to take so that we don't fall short of where we need to be. It's not always about being in control. It's not always about running everything or you know what I'm saying. It's just about being accountable and just understanding your strength and your wife's strength and how to marry those two strengths together to make that unit work. You know what I'm saying? That's what, to me, that's what embodies a man when it comes down to it as far as from a partner standpoint. Now, just from an individual standpoint, it's just, again, about being accountable. And like Wood said, it's just about knowing growth. It's not about, you know what I'm saying, trying to hide your flaws or trying to hide the hand through the rock. It's about knowing that, okay, the repercussions came from throwing the rock. Okay, now I learned from that. Now let me move on and not throw the rock again. You know what I'm saying? So it's about, like you said, just learning from your mistakes, learning from your path, learning from your history to make your future even that much brighter.
So, because I wanted to know, like, can you be a man and still be disrespecting women?
No, absolutely not.
So,
Absolutely not.
so in women in general,
Yep.
so the thing about it is, man, there's levels, there's levels to being a man, and you know, I had to find that out myself because again, I always used to think, you know, a man was about being responsible and it was about having your own stuff, about handling your business, and you know, don't get me wrong, those are qualities, but it's not the essence of being a man. And the reason why I say that is because it go deeper than that. Because you have to grow wherever your weaknesses is at. You have to strengthen yourself in those areas. So I don't think you can be a man if you disrespect women. But I also do believe that we human. Now that could happen. That could be an area of growth that you need to grow on. The problem where you cannot become a man is if you disrespect the women and you don't see no problem with that, and you don't see that that's something that you need to fix within yourself. So
Can I be a grown man, have all my stuff? Okay, let me just. Can I be a successful man in this world today and be a pimp?
And be a pimp.
man, that's a
Cause
man,
that's a touchy
honestly,
subject, especially from being out here and growing up out here. I know from my friends that grew up out here
right.
in Northern California, because most of your family,
So
friends, and the guys that raised you,
Hey, see that. Let
so
me.
here's the
Hey,
thing, man.
I'm
Oh,
see back in. It was what about a year ago? I did a topic on this, man. It was on Fresh Fridays, man. I did pimp mentality versus a player mentality, and you got to understand from a pimp. Now, just taking you know what I'm saying, just the actual description away from it, what it is that his job description, but what it is though, a pimp gonna put you in a position to win for yourself and for him. You know what I'm saying? So it can be because if that's something that you want to do, and that's something that you see as a way of means to provide for you and yours, and he just putting you in a position to win, then yeah, you can be that way. But now if he just going out just manipulating folks and not really being a pimp, just being a player, then nah, I don't think you can be. But I mean, we like to we like to use the pimps and the prostitution as a negative situation. But at the end of the day, too, that's just the way them feeding their family, and that's all that they know. I mean, just again, like I'm not gonna knock nobody that's out here just pushing, just moving weight. If that's all they know, that's all they know. They're a body of their environment. We touched on that. You know what I'm saying? Last time that we did the interview. And a pimp is just he providing protection, providing the avenue. It's no different than us being in. See, the thing about it
but
is,
see, the thing is, we know it. But see,
let me tell you, the thing that we forget is that we all have been prostitutes in our own careers. That it ain't, and the only thing that has changed is just the title. I mean, we work for somebody. We wake up. They tell us how to move, where to go do it,
nigga,
and
I
we
ain't
do it.
selling no boy pussy for
And we
nobody.
get.
I don't know what you talking about.
You selling
I
your
don't know
time, right?
what you
You
talking
selling
about.
your time, right?
I do what.
Your
so
time is you got a job right now
so
with an employer and the employee. So
Yeah.
you selling them your time at a fraction of a cost of what you actually worth. And so you going to get more from them, and they don't have no problem with paying you $10 or whatever it is an hour, because on your $10 they may be getting 30.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about like why is prostitution okay. Nigga, I'm just asking like, can you be like?
No, I'm saying
can
that
you be in a
I'm
rational?
giving you the mindset.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm saying. So,
you,
for instance,
so
like I'm just thinking about friends that I know that are parents that are in that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about mostly like the guys. Like,
So here's the thing, man. Here's the thing, man. With pimping, it's a touchy subject from a moral standpoint. So from the moral aspect of it, you almost compromising your integrity in who you are as a man. But if it's done accordingly to how true pimping designed it to be, which the game ain't that no more. So these niggas ain't playing by them rules. So I'm gonna have to say, in 2018, the rules these niggas playing by, it's impossible to be a man and a pimp because they breaking too many codes to the game. But just on the safe side, to speak highly, I guess not highly of pimping, but just to speak about the principles of pimping, man. Being a pimp is the same as a responsibility. He has the same responsibility as a husband. Um, he is the head of his stable, his family. He protects his family, and constantly it's about growth. So the thing about it is, what a pimp do, a pimp know he's only as profitable as his best hoe. So the thing about it is, once his bottom hoe get the game and his other hoes in the stable get the game, then guess what? It's on that pimp. It's not about just sending a bitch to go get some money. It's about elevating her mind. It's about, guess what? If that nigga know how to count to 100 backwards, that woman got to know how to count to 100 backwards. If if that man know how to read 10 books, that woman need to know how to read 10 books. If he emotionally stable, she got to be emotionally stable. If she educationally straight, she got to be educationally straight. If he financially straight, she got to be financially straight. Because that's what even the playing field out, man. Because he know that if pimping go down, he could depend on his pimping to keep him in place. You know what I'm saying? What he put into the brawl to put in place. So it's all about elevating your woman. You know what I mean? That's what it come down to, just to not even speak in terms of pimping and hoeing.
yeah,
But,
so,
it's all about elevating your woman, man. And that's true pimping, man. Forget the fact that she's going to sell her money, because shit, you could be a real pimp and she could be goddamn Donald Trump daughter and you could be breaking her. So it ain't got nothing to do with that. But it's always about, and that's another misconception, as pimps don't love. If a pimp don't love a woman, man, that nigga ain't never pimp, man. And I'm telling you the truth, bro.
That's why I say it's a different mentality.
He lying on the game, bro. He lying on the game, You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Or he gorilla pimping and mashing hard, you feel me? But, I'm talking about really checking game. I'm talking about really having a stable, man. I'm talking about having really women that's down for you. And these hoes ain't like that no more, because these pimps ain't like that no more. They don't understand that concept. That's old school pimping, man. I'm talking about building something up to where, guess what, man? This woman didn't know how to read, but she done fucked around and got a college degree with you. What can another nigga say coming up to her? What can another nigga say when you done put her in a six-figure income, when you done put her in beautiful homes, when you done gave her the game? Ain't no nigga can approach that. She's down for you, bro. And guess what? If you fall short, guess what got your back? What you invested in. So that's pimping, but I like I said, I'm not giving these suckers these days that credibility, man, because the game ain't that, bro.
Yeah, no,
what I mean?
and I want to also say that we are not on here advocating between any underage human trafficking or any abuse that's being
right.
done
Nah,
by
nothing like that. No,
and I'm for legalizing prostitution, because I think it'll help save some of the younger trafficking kids that's getting swept up in this and the malicious intent by the vulture pimps and stuff. But
right, that's why I ain't respecting the game, man, because it's all kind of bullshit going on.
And I want to apologize too, because I used the wrong term in saying could you be a man and be pimping. I meant to use a terminology more of like a cheater. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you be? That's what I meant. I don't know, but you know what I'm saying? Can you be a man and be a cheater, or can you be a man? That's what I'm talking about. More on that type tip.
Right.
No, that go back to my whole thing of pimp mentality versus player mentality. A player mentality is selfish. You know what I'm saying? He out here for self gain. He ain't out here trying to do nothing for his woman. He out here trying to just get what he want to get for himself and move around.
Cause
so I can't respect
Man, one of the
anybody
things,
because at the
one
end
of
of
the
the day, if you keep it honest, you be honest with yourself and the ones that you with. You may not even it won't even be need for a title to be called to you. You never know. Your main one might even want to get down with the ones you bring from the side.
Yeah, but I'm just saying for like how man, you know the lifestyle we used to live probably like 10 years ago.
I never lived the lifestyle.
Long time ago. Long time ago.
I never lived the lifestyle. I've been a stand-up gentleman my whole life.
Boy.
Hey.
So look, due to the statute of limitations on the show, we not.
Hey, we're sponsored by 7 Cognac.
Yeah.
Go get your bottle now. And,
but no, I'm saying like, so what about? So guys, tell me from personal experiences, how do y'all deal with monogamy and being a man? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you deal with that? Like, how do you deal with this?
Man, and I'm gonna try to.
He can't answer this, man. He out the game, man. Let a real nigga talk about deep not playing.
Nah, because man, that's one thing we don't never talk about among black men.
It's all about growth. It's all about growth, man. And not to say that everybody is grown in them areas, man, but just to understand that, man, is a beautiful thing, man. Because man, being in a monogamous relationship, what you start to find out, man, is that your partner is you. Your partner is you. And when you really can bond like that, man, and understand the strength of that, like it's like doubling up. It's like having, especially when you choose the right one. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing about it is, not to be spiritual, but in the spiritual realm, it talk about being even yoked, man, and being even yoked, man. Finding a partner, man, joining as one. In this world, it's a beautiful thing. And an example of that could be external and internal. External, it could be, shit, I'm worth 6, she worth 6, man. What's better than 1 billionaire too? That's what Jay talking about. What's better than one person being emotionally stable too? And so again, man, where your day might fall short, man, somebody right there, man, to keep you intact. That's you. So when you start to look at it that way, man, you build a bond, with your partner, like where it's inseparable. Like, nah, nigga, that's me right there. I ain't about to play myself, and I'm not saying, like I say, that everybody reach that level, but just to understand that concept, man, and to grow in that direction as a man, that's a beautiful thing, bro.
Can you pick?
Key, cuz.
You said what?
He found his key, cuz.
Hey, no, this is what I'm about to ask you. Can you find the woman? Can you find a woman that you're looking for if you haven't became a man that you think you are?
You said what?
Like, no. Can you find a woman you looking for if you haven't become the man that you think you are?
Yep.
No, impossible. Impossible.
Go ahead, let me hear
because
you, Marcus.
I always believe you was what you was for you got there, man. You might, and that's a part of that growth I'm talking about as a man. Man, I might be out here running the streets, doing whatever, but deep down I know I'm better than that. So because I knew that, I was gonna get to that anyway. So I was what I was before I got there. So you know what I'm saying? It may not show that, all the time in my actions. It may not be that external at that moment, but nigga, I was what I was when I got there. So everything that I got was mine. It was already in motion. I just had to claim it and own up to it. That's how I look at it.
You mean to tell me that the man that you are, you always was, you just decided to be there now because of that woman? Is that what you're saying?
That ain't what I said.
No, I mean, that's what he's asking. That's what he's saying. Can you find a good woman if you're not the man that you
think you are? Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because you know how we always be like, nigga, I want this and this and this, but can you do that?
So you ever seen somebody that was a player? You ever seen somebody that was a cold player, man, and then he turned to settle down with a woman? Man, look at here, man. If you knew what it took to be a real player, man, you know how to treat a woman.
And see, that's what,
so you knew that you was that all along. You just did it with multiple women.
So therefore, that woman So therefore, the answer would be yes. Because if you found a woman and she changed you and made you want to settle down, then therefore she helped you
See,
become the
nah,
man that you want to
that's
be,
ain't no
Right.
woman can make you want. Ain't no woman can make you want to settle down. It's you
bro.
that make yourself want to settle down.
No.
I don't know. My girl kind of, I like, you know what I'm saying? When I met my girl, I was like, oh, you know something? It's kind of cool. I could do this.
Now,
Like,
right? What
Joe,
I'm
but
saying,
let me ask you
this
this.
is what I'm
Let me ask
this
you
is
this,
what I'm
bro.
saying
You
in
met her,
regards
you
to
met her,
the.
and you settled down, and you was like, oh, I can do this. But before that, you made that decision. That had to be a thought or something that you had in your life that you
Oh, I
probably knew
had to
you would
talk.
come to that point.
Nah,
I did have a talk with myself
Man, you
yeah,
was what you was for you got there, player.
that
That's
I,
all I'm
nah,
saying.
that ain't in regards to the question. You can find a good woman not being a man you are, because if you out here running the streets and then you find that one that you want to settle down with, yeah, like a woman always say, I know if I'm gonna sleep with a man before I even give it to him. The same thing goes for a man. We know we're gonna settle down with the right woman. You know what I'm saying? We want to settle down. We just ain't found the right woman that will make us want to settle down. At the end
So
of the
you
day, can no
was what you
woman
was
change?
for
Can
you
a
got
woman
there,
change
right?
you? Can no woman make you want to do anything that you don't want to do? You just find the one that makes you want to do that.
right,
So
right. Yeah,
as
okay.
far as me not
That's
being
true. That's true.
ready to sit down and be with just one woman is because at the end of the day, that one woman ain't came around to make me want to be that. You know what I'm saying? I want to be that. I want to be
That's
everything
all
that
I'm
woman
saying, bro. And guess what? You
is.
was
That
what you
one,
was for you got there.
that is true. But a woman is going to a good woman that comes into your life is going to turn you into what you want to be.
Okay, so look, I just got a couple more questions. So, I got two questions from y'all that came in from people emails. One was Marcus. They wanted to know, how did you get up? Like, what was the process of you going over to France for your bottles? The first time you went, did you go with somebody? Did you go alone? How did you organize that trip? Was this your first time going overseas? They wanted to know.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't my first time going overseas, but it was my first time going over to France. Um, but yeah, nah, we put all that together and went over there and had tours and everything set up, doing through research. I mean, because I caught it around here in Texas, because Tito is a Texas, one of those Texas vodkas, homemade vodkas here, and so I was just trying. I was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I know I can get a liquor distributed through here, but to come to find out, cognac can only be made in Cognac,
Mm-hmm.
France, for it to actually be called
Yes.
cognac. Now, if it wanted to be called a liqueur or brandy, or whatever, it could be made outside of cognac. But for it to be authentic cognac, it has to come from France. So, just going out there and just actually, and I don't know if I said this in the last one, but I went out there for a reason to meet with a master blender. And before we left the states, everything was confirmed. Once we got out there, our driver was like, "So I don't have a representative from that organization saying that it's clear for us to come and do a tour there." And so I was like, "What? Wait a minute! Like, there was the whole purpose of me coming out here, because I was going to get samples and be able to bring back and, what I'm saying, shop it around to
Was your
investors."
was, were your first
And
was the first initial trip affordable, or like like was
yeah,
that's what they wanted to know? Like, was the
yeah.
first initial trip, was it affordable, or was it one of those make or break type, empty your bank account type of trips out? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you know how?
I mean, everything for me is at this point is an empty bank account type of situation. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what anybody that's listening or anybody that's trying to do with their financial situation is but for me, losing my job and being self-employed, if I wake up tomorrow and don't make a dollar, I mean, everything was a break the bank situation for me. I mean, now I can say just from a financial sense, it was an affordable trip. But I mean, for me to drop that money and not knowing I'm gonna get that and make that back the next day was a definitely like a step out on faith type situation. I did find an affordable way. And shout out to Markiba, my girl that she set all the tour up, and we stayed in Bordeaux, France, and it was, I want to say, roughly about $1,400-$1,500 round trip. I think we stayed for about like 4 days out there. So we stayed outside of Paris. You know what I'm saying? We stayed in a more an affordable town in France. And then just took, if we wanted to go into Paris, we just took a train ride. But the tour and everything that was set up, I mean, I probably spent maybe 16. You know what I'm saying? So from a grand scheme of things, nah, it wasn't an expensive
Okay.
situation. From an everyday hustle, yeah, it was an expensive situation if I couldn't wake up, you know what I'm saying, and make a dollar the next day. But I mean, it's all relative to where you're trying to go. I will say, um, being an entrepreneur, stepping into your own, you can't look at everything like it's an expensive situation. You have to look at it as I have a plan, and this is how I'm going to operate this plan and execute it to where I'm going to profit from it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, still to this day, I mean, I'm coming out of my pocket that I'm like, damn, okay, I got to spend this. Okay, that's all the money I got right now. Now I got to wait until either 2 weeks till my check come, or to shoot, I sell some more oils or cut some more hair, or, you know what I'm saying, bust another move or whatever, uh, legally, um, in regards to trying to get this off the ground. So, I mean, it's every hustle is definitely affordable. I just tell everybody, just when you're getting ready to make that move, make sure that you put a good team around you. You definitely need a good research person around you, because if not, you'll find yourself having expensive lessons that you don't necessarily need to have. Now, I've had some lessons that were expensive that was needed, but I will say at this point in the game, I don't really need those unnecessary financial lessons. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah, because that's what everybody wants to know. They was like, man, a couple people hit me up. They're like, how do you get to France? I'm like, plane, I think. But I'm like, pretty much sure. I'm like, but they was like, nah, like, how much did it cost? Like, did he, yeah, they was like, did he
Bro,
break the bank? Did he go get a loan for the $10,000 loan and make it to France? You know what I'm saying? They was like, did you put the house up for
Yeah.
mortgage and go get the, you know what I'm saying, to get over there to France?
No, I ain't even gonna lie. I mean, that was my mindset too. Like, when I ain't gonna lie, when I called the distillery here in Texas, and they told me I had to go to France, I was like, well, there go my dream, gone. You know what I'm saying? Because my mindset, and again, it goes to us being ignorant to a lot of the things, and we put a lot of more on a uh, situation that we don't really understand, and we haven't really dove into. Um, that we think like we put ourselves out of situations for winning when we actually really can afford to win. Like I said, if I hadn't had the research partner um, in my life at that point, should I never would have been in Bordeaux. I didn't know anything about Bordeaux. All I knew was Paris. You know what I'm saying? So when I heard France, I'm automatically thinking of Paris. It's just like when people here, I'm from California, all they think about is beaches. Like, nah, it's a lot more to California than a beach. You know what I'm saying? And the same situation goes for France, man. It's a lot more to it than Paris. And I tell anybody now that they're going over there that they say they want to go to France. I tell them, I said, man, stay in Bordeaux. It's a beautiful town. A lot going on, a lot of restaurants, a lot of interaction with the people that live there. And then, like I said, you can go see Spain, Paris, all that for shoot $200-300 on a quick flight. So, my biggest thing that I give is just make sure you do your research on what it is that you're trying to do. Uh, don't get don't talk yourself out of a situation before you know uh, the actual whys and hows and what you need to do before you get done.
Yeah, that's some good advice because everybody they was definitely was asking and wanted to know. And James, everybody wants to know how did you get educated on credit, and they want to know, can you please re-go through how to get the bins and to revisit how to make your credit flip for you. You know, a lot of people they heard the show and they was like, man. It was like your boy dropped some jewels on us with the quick put together on how on how to get the Beamer without the without putting all your money and wasting all your lifetime doing it. And everybody was like, they was like, is he a credit
Right.
expert? Like, how did he get ganged up on learning about
Right.
credit? I was like, well, that's what we're gonna have him back on the show to explain. So give everybody a little game, man.
right, man. One of the things, man. Man, I learned about credit, man, a long time ago, man, and just the buying power with credit. And just a quick rundown, man. I'm gonna try to make this smooth as possible, man, without being too preachy, man. But I think everybody need to understand that America is a capitalist country, and one of the biggest things that people misunderstand about America is that it's a business. And I don't want to get too preachy and all this, but I'm gonna tie this into credit and how this country works, so you can really know that it's here to work for you and it's not as intimidating as people think. So we have free enterprise, and that's trade. So anytime that you're dealing with trade, anything got to have a license. So basically, your Social Security is a license and trade number into free enterprise. That's what gets you a credit line right there. Period. So everybody is born with a credit line. They do stuff as far as the credit line go, as into not only just having a high credit score, but having active accounts. So we're just going to assume that your credit is you got a decent score and you got active accounts and you don't have no collections or nothing like that. All right. So here's the first thing. Now, credit and finance go hand in hand. So understanding the power of finance and the power of credit is very important. So I guess a good way that I can explain that is if if I was to loan you $100 in America, for me to loan you that $100, it would probably cost you um, $8 and some change a month. So you can be a rich man with $100 for the amount of $8. So if I gave you $10,000, you can be a rich man, a $10,000 rich man for the price of about $86 a month. So that would be the minimum payment on a $10,000, right? So if I was to give you $100,000, then the minimum payment probably would be, you know, about 800 and something dollars. So that right there is the power of credit and finance. What you just did was you took $8. $8 bought you $8 bought you $100. $100 bought you $1,000. $1,000 bought you $10,000. $10,000 bought you $1 million. And we don't think of it that way, but that's the power of credit and finance. If I was to give you a credit card right now, and I was to say you have $1,000 limit, what would the minimum payment on that be?
Like about $10.
Yeah, a little shorter than $10. I mean, if it's 10, that's a high
Yeah, I
ass
mean,
rate.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the minimum payment, now you probably can pay it interest included, pay $10, but the minimum payment would only be about $8 and some
Okay.
change on excuse me, $86 and some change. So what that did was, we don't think of it this way, but when you go buy a pair of sneakers and that's $90, sometimes we got to stop to think like, damn, this $90 can actually afford to buy $9,000 in credit. So that's the buying power and the finance power of credit. But we don't stop to think about that. So that's just one of the basic ways that I can explain with that. So now we have another thing to where now we're talking about debt to income ratio. But again, the cool thing about it is people don't even know this. Like, all debt is not bad debt. Debt actually can work in your favor because they will take, as far as for giving you credit, they can take credit cards and say, if the utilization is low, that is still considered debt.
Hmm.
So you can have $100,000 in debt and you ain't even spent it, but because you got because you got American Express or whatever card with $100,000 balance available on it, you're $100,000 in debt because you have access to $100,000 in credit. See, people don't even know that. They thinking about the credit card being
Yeah,
maxed
for
out.
real.
So it's not always a bad thing. Again, going back to America, I always use the example that America is $400 trillion in debt. That don't never stop nobody to think how the hell we got all this money and we doing all this over here in this country, but we $400 trillion in debt. So that's off top. The amount of cash that what cash buy you. I just told you that cash buy you cash buy you basically more money. You know what I'm saying? Because if you the more money that if I have $1 million, guess what I can afford? The minimum payment on. You know what I'm saying? Wow, look at that lifestyle finance. But see, we don't stop to think about that. So that's why it's definitely important to, they got all kind of credit repair people out there, and stuff that'll help you get your credit right. But once your credit is in a safe place, you got to understand that it's worth so much more. But another thing is, remember that your dollar amount along with credit, it gives you more buying power. So you can actually finance the lifestyle that you want. We think about people like Donald Trump, who then went bankrupt several times. He didn't lose his personal money. He lost the bank
See,
money.
people don't understand that though. They hear that and they be like, "Oh, bankruptcy cool," but you know what I'm saying? They hear.
So here's the thing. And this is where the game get messed up at, is because people, they kill themselves off, and I wouldn't recommend nobody do that. Stay afloat in the game. But here's the thing, because we probably ain't got the connections that Donald Trump got, so don't burn yourself.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? Because he got. But the thing is this. I'm gonna give the same example that I think I gave before. If you was to go finance a $30,000 car and it was to get repossessed, how long would it take for that car to come off your credit? 7 years.
7 years.
But if you financed it on a 7-year term and paid $300 a month, basically it didn't make a difference anyway. But if you got $30,000 in the bank account and then they repo on the car with you financing it for 7 years, guess what you can do with that $30,000? You can go right to the next car lot next door and give them $10,000 and drive off in the same car with the repo on your credit. So that's the power of your cash. That is the value of your cash, and knowing how the credit line work and the buying power work. But here's another thing. I will explain this. Another thing with finance and buying power. If you go buy a brand new car for $30,000, then the car depreciates in value. So why would you go get a loan from the bank, or why would you save $30,000? Why would you go drop $30,000 at the car lot, and the moment you drive it depreciates, right? Why would you do that? Here's the thing. You can finance that car for 7 years, make the minimum payment, put your $30,000 in the IRA at 1.5%, or if you get a good one, 2.5%. And guess what? In 7 years, guess what you have accumulated? The interest that you would have paid the bank on that loan. Now you would have just made the minimum payment, but you would have got your money back from the loan. So you'd have really probably only paid about a 0.8% in interest on them 7 years versus the 3.5 interest that the bank was going to charge you, because you doubled down with 2.5 on your own money, and you had access to your cash. So that's the power of money and finance, that people don't know how money works and they don't know how credit works. I guess, another thing is saying, when I mentioned the car, people don't realize that America is designed, the middle class, the working class, and of course the rich people, they everybody got tax brackets, okay? And depending on the government, and this is another thing, not to get political, but typically, when you're under a Republican government, and I'm not saying this in favor of no Republican or to bash no Democrat, but this is real life facts. You can Google this if you want to. You can look it up a million ways. It's in every class across the country. It's in every economic book across the country. Under a Republican government, you pay very, very less taxes, meaning that the value of your dollar earned, you get to keep versus giving it to the government. And a lot of people don't know that. You tax at a higher rate under Republican government. So here's the thing. There's all kind of incentives that comes in place in write-offs.
Tax higher as a Republican?
No, you're taxed lower. You take home money. So your dollar is worth more. So meaning if I'm a Republican government and I'm paying you $10 an hour, you probably will take home, I'm just giving an example, you under a Republican government, you'll take home $9.70. Under a Democrat government, you'll take home $9.30. So your actual dollar value of what you earn, you bring home more. But the also thing is the deductions and the write-offs. So you get to play in a rich man game. So all the rich man won't write off. So guess what? When you lucrative with things we talking about how this doctor we see that's driving this, how the fuck can he drive an S550 or a S63 fully loaded AMG. That's a 200 and some $1,000 car, right? Well, the thing about it is, you don't ever look at the fine print. It says to lease this vehicle, let's say for a $200,000 car, they want 8,000 up front. Again, we're talking about your credit score and a percentage of what that $100 bought you that $10,000. That 8,000 now buys you $200,000 car. So the 8,000, you drop that down, right? So you can leave off the lot. Well, the thing is you're not the depreciating value is left at the car lot. That you don't own that. You don't own the bad investment. You're only gonna drive the car for 24 to 36 months. So instead of you having to take 200,000 and finance for 8 to 10 years to pay that off, then you're only financing for 3 years. So you're only paying a percentage of the lease and not the full term of the loan. So you end up making to drive that $200,000 car, really, where if you would have loaned it, that motherfucker would have cost you probably about $2,000 a month. But on the lease, you only paying $1,200-1,300. Plus, you don't have to worry about the bad equity, and you got the option to buy and sell at the end of the lease. So guess what? If Marcus always wanted to drive a '63 AMG, I still own it enough to sell it to him at the buyer's price and make the profit off the car. And I can drive off in a new car because I'm in cahoots with him. So now I can drive off in a new Mercedes for nothing down because I'm already in cahoots with him. Plus, I'd have made a little bit of money by dumping Marcus my old Benz.
See, a lot of people don't understand that because a lot of people don't even understand that you can probably go get a loan for a brand newer car more than faster, easier than you can to go get a loan for a 2010.
Well,
Absolutely.
I'm gonna tell you, as when I used to sell cars, I mean, it's a lot more that we're gonna do for a new car than we're gonna do for a used car because you gotta understand every car lot, every Nissan owns the 2018 Nissan Maximum for the same price, but every car lot don't own a 2016 black with leather interior with 30,000 miles on it. Like, that's a one of a kind. So it's a different situation when it comes to that. When it comes to a newer car, shoot, every lot can do the same. So it's all about what that lot is willing to do. Are they willing to lose a little bit of profit on that, or are they trying to make all their money on that car? So, I mean, just like we'll say, I mean, it just all, when you go in there, it's based on what you're really trying to do. Honestly, the leasing is really the way to go because you definitely, like you said, you definitely get rid of having to have any liability of bad equity because they're not gonna put you in a car for you to diminish that vehicle to bring it back to them for them not to be able to turn around and sell it on a used car lot for top dollar.
See, and that's some good game because a lot of people that finance situation, especially when getting vehicles, especially when making a big purchase, a lot of times we get kind of flustered and confused. You know what I'm saying? Then we have to go off of hearsay.
And
I kind of left off some stuff as well. You know, following back to the deductions, you know, that insurance that you pay every month, the leasing car note that you pay every month, the mileage that you pay on that vehicle, all that is a return for a write-off. So you got to think about it. If it costs you, let's just say, just using simple numbers, let's just say if it costs you $300 a month to drive this lease car, and you filled up, you know what I'm saying, you paid $150 in gas, you say them receipts, you had a mileage cap. So your mileage cap, let's say it's $15,000 a year. You pushed them $15,000. All that's in the line of business. Those are direct write-offs that they not even about to challenge you on because it's all tied to your credit. and it's all noted right there of what's up. So if the IRS stepped in and said, well, how did you, how did you get this mileage and where did this come from? It's all right there tied to your credit, bro. So that's something that's lived, man. And I'm telling you that through living, you know, it's just those type of things, man. So you end up paying less money out to the government because you basically paid it to survive, bro.
Go ahead.
So I would
go ahead, finish.
Huh? Nah, you basically paid it to survive. So I would definitely encourage anybody Man, if you driving across country, you know what I'm saying, and you driving 35,000 miles a year or something, you don't want to go the lease route because the mileage will eat you up. But if you got some egg, and you can purchase mileage over too as well. But you get to talking mileage like that defeats the purpose. But I'm talking about in the terms of just 15,000 miles a year, or you really want a really, 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 really dope ass car that you ain't got time to be dealing with negative equity on, and you ain't got time to be, you know, getting no big ass loan, messing up your debt to income ratio. So, it's just ways around things, man, and how we do stuff, man.
Where
You
could
know,
somebody that
uh,
be interested in learning about credit, where could it be a good place they can start?
man, I ain't gonna lie. You want to know what's crazy, man? Go to YouTube,
For
man.
sure. Nah.
I know, cause I don't want to refer nobody to somebody that's gonna charge them a bunch of money or nothing like that. But the craziest thing about it is, man, we live in a time where information is so available, and you may not, people may not believe this, but I had some hiccups on my credit about 3 years ago. And I was like in a place to where I'm like, man, look. And one of my friends hooked me up with a lady, and I found this dude. But to be honest, man, for the whole first year, I went to YouTube. I wrote letters myself. I negotiated stuff off my stuff, all that. You can learn about credit right there on YouTube. You can just type in. You can type right into your smartphone the power of purchasing finance. I mean, they got published articles that have come up to tell you what to do. They got stuff to tell you what to do when you go to the car lot, what to watch out for, and how to deal with the sellers at the car lot if you want to lease. I mean, information is so much available today. Just go to a publicized site, man, and that'll help you. And YouTube is a good place that you could actually go where people do a lot of presenting videos. You know what I'm saying? And it's a good place for people, to just learn about different things, man, in relations to credit.
See, and that's some good game, man. I appreciate it for sharing it because a lot of people, we get a lot of questions about where to start. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing about this platform, and that's why I leave it open for like a freely conversation because people always ask me like where to start. What's the first steps? How did this happen? You know what I'm saying?
So, right. So the first thing, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I'm gonna give you a smooth, quick rundown. Just what somebody could do, just in terms of just knowing where they at. Get on Credit Karma. Look at Credit Karma just to kind of get a quick review. Credit Karma give you an option to um to go through Experian to get your free credit reports, all three of them, one time a year. So you can pull those and you can review the items and spell it out for you too. So it's not hard to read your credit report if you know how to read. It spell it out to you what's on there. If your credit is straight, from there just start looking at stuff about buying power, about finance power, and then it doesn't hurt to go inside of a bank, man. People don't know credit unions is normally more fair with telling you the true inside to things. Banks is all about really kind of making money, but it still don't let that discourage you. But people don't know that banks is there, man. They have bank people there that get paid to educate you on their product. So, they don't need to know, they don't got to pull your credit. Just go in there and say, well, you know what, man, what would it take for me to get a loan, for this $500,000 house? What is your percentages? What's this? Or what type of client or credit profile do you look for with this? And they'll share with you, man. They're open. A lot of them is open. So it's a lot of financial advisors, man, that'll sit down and chat with you real quick, man, to let what you need to do in order to get in
Okay,
position.
okay. And I know I had you guys on the show for 2 whole hours. Let's get ready to wrap it up because I know Marcus' mustache is looking pretty tired. Uh, nah, but before we go, y'all know I like to do the 3 and out before we go to give our listeners some suggestions, get them up on some new things. And the three and out, everybody, is always one book, one music, one movie. Who want to take it?
Man, look, man.
It could be anything. That's what I tell the people all the time. It's just a movie, some music, and a book.
Uh, man, a book is it's called Nigger by Dick Gregory. Man, it's a
It's called
beautiful
what?
read. It's called
Okay.
Nigger
Oh, okay.
by Dick Gregory. Man, it's a wonderful read, man. It talks about his childhood and him progressing, and his resilience and just being a black man in America. Again, I love those books, man. And Dick Gregory, man, he's a wonderful character, a great writer, man,
So I'm
inspirer
gonna
and
invite you.
leader.
So since
So
you read
yeah.
that book, I'm gonna invite you on the show because we got an upcoming show about Dick Gregory and Dr. Sabi coming up, and we got.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely keep in touch with you on that since you definitely read the book. So
Right. Yeah. Um. And then what's that? A CD in a movie?
or it could be a
Or
track in the movie or documentary, anything.
man. Man, I think I left y'all with Jay Z last time, man. But man, I'm gonna switch it up, man. Just for a track, man. I'm gonna have to go with Pac, man. Me Against the World, man. Beautiful album, man. A lot of inspiration in that album. Again, man, that's an album about resilience. That's an album about self-identifying, progressing. So yeah, I gotta go with that Me Against the World, man, by Tupac, man. And then a movie. Um, Man, I know this sound crazy, man, but oh man, it need to be an educational
No, it
movie,
could
huh?
be anything. Like this, anything. This just so that's the part about three and out. It's just anything that you can give to somebody to go check out. Like you go tell them check out Bulletproof Love if you want to. I don't care. Like
Right, man. Go check out, man. Go check out House Party One, man. House Party One, man. It definitely give you some good laughs. You know what I'm saying? Teach you a lot about friendship, um, a lot about priorities and respect, and why you having a good laugh, man. So yeah, check out House Party.
and what about you, Marcus? Three and out.
Man, three and out, man. Easy. 3 or 7, man. Just to put it out there. Plug www.7cognac.com. Follow me on all social media at 7cognac. Three and out. The book I'm gonna give y'all is by Damien John. It's called The Power of Broke. It's a good book. Definitely help change your mindset in regards to just getting financially more mindset around everything, not just not just money wise. Movie wise, I'm gonna tell you, go cop. If you ain't watched it by now, you need to go watch it and go rewatch it, paid in full. It just helps you uh, in regards to the mindset of being a hustler, getting into the game. You got all aspects of somebody who has never been about the game, people who have been in the game, how they went wrong, what went wrong, how to being from the man to being number two. So it helps you in regards to just you got to look at it from a mindset of how everybody places themselves up in the movie and how at the end of the movie who turns into what. So definitely just a dope movie, man. Just from a mindset of just putting yourself in a position to win, and then what to do with that position once you get there. So definitely look at that movie from that aspect. And I'm gonna switch it up from me from a musical standpoint. I'm gonna tell you to go look to Eric Thompson, man, a very powerful, inspirational speaker. Something I definitely keep on the iPad. I mean, on the Apple Music. Sometimes when I'm in the gym, man, I turn off the Jay Z, the Pac, the 40s, and I just turn on Eric Thompson, man, and just listen to a few of his inspirational um tapes. And help me get through a few sets, man. Even time to just change my mindset going into the gym of where my mind and everything need to be. So my book by Damon John, The Power of Being Broke, the movie Paid in Full, and then go listen to that boy Eric Thompson, man.
All right, good job, fellas. I appreciate y'all for coming on the show tonight. Everybody, go check out seven. So what's the website again, Marcus?
www.7cognac.com, and you spell it out. You spell the words out: SEVENCOGNAC. It's all one word. So
So
go copy.
so go.
Go check it out. Oh, and if I want to throw out there too, anybody that's listening to this in California, in the Bay Area. I will be out there on the 13th of September. I'll be doing a tasting in the town. Jack London. Follow me on my social media. I can't get to it because I'm on my phone. I did the flyer. But it's going to be in Jack London on the 13th at 9 p.m. And then also, too, I'm going to have a tasting, putting one in the works with the company. We're going to do a food as pairing as well to the cognac. And then anybody in Dallas, October 5th, I got a cognac tasting with the Hamiltons, who are Anthony Hamilton's background vocals. They got a concert going on out here in Dallas at the Southside Hall Music Hall. It's on South Lamar Street. Again, follow me on all social media so you can get that information. But those are my dates that I got coming up for my tastings. It's September 13th, September 14th. September 13th, we're going to be in Oakland, California. 14th, we're going to be in Fairfield, California. And then October 5th, we're going to be in Dallas, Texas.
Yes, indeed. Everybody go out there and support, man. I can't wait to pull up on you when you out here in the town. And I'm coming for a whole cup of 7. I want the cup. Yeah. I want the big dog cup. Slide me through. Put me 4 sample shots in one glass. I'm sliding through. You feel me? I might mix a little with the and bring back 7-Eleven. You feel me? You know?
Right.
Everything already gets shipped out there to Mom's house. So they in heavy rotation right now. So it'll be there when I get there.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, me and my lady, we definitely will pull up to that. And I want to appreciate you guys. Tell you guys, congratulations, Wood, on your new baby.
Man, thank you, bro. Appreciate that, man.
Right, man. Congratulations, Marcus, on your successful unveiling of your bottles and everything.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. I mean a lot, man.
This has been another episode of Sunday Mornings with a Cup of Joe. I'm your host, Joe, and we out.
If the work week is stressing you out and you're searching for a relaxing Sunday morning vibe, then come over and enjoy Sunday Mornings with a Cup of Joe with your host, Joey Stacks, as he takes you on a weekly journey for your soul that starts with a relaxing cup of Joe. So if you're in need of some great conversation with a splash of neo soul, then you're in the right place. So tune in as we catch a cool vibe with Sunday Mornings with a Cup of Joe.